Hey guys, it's John and Jackie of Openlove101.com. We have some friends that we've known for quite a few years, and a couple of times over the years they've gone through some whatever issues that couples have, and they reach out to us, and they're in a strictly non-monogamous, very 110% vanilla relationship. I
Monogamous
would say.
relationship.
Yeah, monogamous. So not non-monogamous, they're monogamous. Yeah, very vanilla. Wow. It has been 10 years of Open Love 101.
When did that happen?
I do not even know. It has flown by.
Flown by.
And we're going to reminisce a little bit. Before we get started, though, please sign up for our email list at openlove101.com. Click the blue bell here on YouTube. Be notified of other videos that we have coming up.
Or you can look at the last 10 years of videos.
10 years.
Jiminy crickets.
How many videos do we have now, Courtney?
7.
7? No. Hundreds, it feels like. Wow, put me on the spot, John.
That's
That's a
me.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. That's all you got to say. We have a lot of videos on YouTube. You
Yeah.
guys can probably let us know better than we can right now, obviously.
Mhm.
But it has been quite the journey. I've really enjoyed it. You know, when we first started this, I remember we were doing, back then you were writing more. So we were doing a blog one week and a video another week. I'm going to tell kind of an intimate story. I don't know where, I think you were sitting upstairs. It was in Dallas. We had a little desk area up there in like
I
the
had an
loft.
office up there.
And Jackie was talking to one of our partners in Open Love, and he was trying to encourage her to write, and it just brought up so much anxiety within you.
Oh, I was crying. I was like,
Yes.
I can't do this.
Yeah. And you know, the one thing about Carrie, he was really motivational. Like he could
Yeah.
really, especially he did with me too, but especially you, he could talk to you in such a way and really give you the
Encouragement.
whatever you needed, the encouragement and to get it done. And that was the only time that happened. It happened, and then you were off to the races.
Yeah.
And then the other early memory I have was when it came to filming and your fear of being on camera. We talked about it. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And Damien was helping us out at that time and had the camera set up, and we were in our living room there in Dallas, and you were nervous. Like, I'm thinking to myself, this is not going to happen. I mean, I'm like, there's no way we're going to get this done. And he says, okay, rolling. And Jackie, you just like went to town. I couldn't believe it. It was like you were like made for it. You were born to be on the camera. And it went, we didn't have to do any retakes. We've never had to do any retakes. I mean, there have been some times where we've like said, well, I don't really like what we're talking about, but yeah, we probably should do more. But we normally just go from beginning to end, just having a conversation about whatever it is, and we don't have to edit anything out.
Yeah.
And that was from the very, very first time.
Yeah. I remember when we launched Open Love 101, we were actually in Jamaica at Hedonism. It's a resort there. And that's when Open Love went live. And it went live with a blog. And we were ecstatic because we had 25 people like it or something. I mean, I was so excited. I couldn't believe 25 people had read my blog. You know, it was just kind of one of those moments like, And, you know, to see us today, 10 years later, and just to see the growth of the community in general, and how it seemed like what we were doing was so novel at the time. We were actually putting our faces up and out and proclaiming our relationship model out loud. And that was really, you know, 10 years ago, that was really something.
Mm-hmm.
Today, there are so many advocates for the open relationship model, and they're out and loud and proud. And it's really nice to see that.
And there are a handful that are out loud and proud. There are a
Mhm.
lot that are behind the scenes doing podcasts. And at that time, too, I don't even know if I knew the word podcast. We went straight to video, which was really unusual. And it never dawned on me that we were doing something a little bit different by being on video.
Right.
And a couple of years later, I start hearing about podcasters, and we've done some panels at conventions where there've been, because I consider us podcasters as well.
Yeah, we're just podcasters on camera.
Yeah, from the very beginning. And there were some on there that didn't want to be filmed. They didn't want to be outed. It was all behind, they had fake names, and that's okay. Yeah, fine. I mean, they're getting a message out there no matter how it is, but it never dawned on me to be secretive about it. And I'm really happy the way we did it. It's been a journey. It's been so much fun. Do you remember when we were trying to give a name and we were laying out by the pool in Dallas, and I have my laptop out there and I'm searching for URLs to see what's available on GoDaddy? We had a list of potential names, and I was going through each one to make sure we could get because to me, the name is important, of course, but to have a .com for the name trumped everything else. So we had some great names, but they were taken, and maybe not for the same reason. And then we came up with Open Love 101, and the 101 signifying like education,
which is what we wanted.
We really wanted to teach people through our experience about this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And now it's been 10 years.
I know, it's just crazy. I mean, hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos, 10 years worth of traveling, talking, coaching, mentoring, being on other podcasts, being in the news, being unafraid to speak our truth. And I mean, I remember an article that Daily Mail did, I don't know, probably 4 years into our open love journey. And it's kind of one of those things, you know how Daily Mail is, as soon as something has an interesting title, it kind of goes viral, which ours did. I think we ended up with like 900 comments, and I think 899 of them were negative. So you have to be a little thick-skinned. You have to really believe in what you're doing and be able to, stand firm in your belief. And
that was the first
courage.
That was the first time that it really happened.
Yeah.
Where we were reading through the comments, and some of those comments really bothered you. It's the first time we really read comments like that. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And there were some bothersome ones in there.
Yeah, I mean, you want people to like you, but not everybody is, and not everybody's going to agree, and that's fine too.
Then the great thing about that, though, we turned it around and we did a podcast
where we
read the bad ones and made fun of them. So that was a fun one.
Yeah. But I mean, I think, when I think about the years that we've done this, and when we have gone to conventions, or when we've been traveling, or when we've just been out and about, and somebody stops us and says, "Thank you so much for what you do. It really helped me," or "I grew up just like you did, Jackie, and it's so nice to hear, somebody's point of view that I feel like I can trust," or, "It was because of your videos that we were able to open up our relationship," or, "My wife was able to relax about her sexuality," or "the husband was able to, let go of his jealousy," or, certain countries where this wouldn't be accepted, but people are like, "Please keep doing what you're doing," because, there's these communities everywhere. And, sometimes when you don't think you're making a difference, and, John and I aren't really doing this. I mean, we want to make a difference, but that's not the core reason why we do it. I mean, I think there's a lot of personal satisfaction that we get as well doing these, and just talking about our experience. And if it helps other people in their experience, then that's just gravy.
Yeah. So I think that makes a difference. So, I mean, really, for me, that's the only reason I do it. There have been times where I've felt like maybe stopping.
Yeah.
And then we'll be at the club and someone will share with us how it has changed their life watching our video. They've watched every one. It's changed our lives. We have a marriage that's happier than it's ever been. And I leave that conversation thinking,
we have to keep
we
doing
just got to
this.
keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
We definitely don't do this for the money. I mean, I wish we could make money doing this, but it's helped. It helps me. It's helped you. It's helped other people. And we have a team together, a great team. Like including you, Courtney, and John, and it just so it's grown in that sense. We've been able to add people on.
Yeah.
The other thing that it has really done that I don't think we talk about very much is the impact it's had on Colette, the clubs, and how the largest amount of growth I've seen in the clubs was after we launched Open Love 101 and we were starting to get views, and we would get emails and comments about, we've been watching your videos. Our first club we're going to try is going to be Colette Dallas or Colette Houston, or, wherever it is. And every time we go to the clubs, how many people we meet that came to the club because of Open Love 101. It's kind of like a doorway into the first step into getting into a consensual non-monogamous relationship with a lifestyle. And that has been really amazing to see, because you really get to touch it. Like when we're in there, every time we're in there, we meet somebody that has had great experience from Open Love 101.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that, like you said, that's why we keep doing this. And we're just we're a real live couple. Like we're in a real life non-monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
And we're kind of sharing our experience, and it takes away, you can read an article, or you can go to a club website, or you can talk with your partner about it. But you're still going to have those same kinds of hang-ups maybe, or your own point of views, so to be able to watch a couple on a video and them talking about it and kind of strip away some of those fears that we have is very helpful. And I know it's helped a lot of women, and I know it's helped a lot of, this is going to sound really weird, but it's helped a lot of parents as well. I think back to one woman in particular who her and her husband had been in the lifestyle, and she was one of those people that was a strong believer in not being open and honest, with her kids about what they do, which, look, I completely understand. And there's, we have videos where we talk about what to talk about, or if to talk about, or when to talk about, based on the age of your children. But her kids were a little bit, were older, and she was really concerned that they would turn their back on her. But after watching some of our videos and reading some of the articles where I share, my conversations with kids, she finally had a conversation with her daughter who was older. And come to find out, once she did that, the daughter had a bunch of stuff that she'd been hiding. And so it opened the door for her to be able to have the conversation with her mom and ask her mom about some things that she had been really concerned about in her personal life. So, it's just even that kind of stuff. It's about giving people permission to be open and honest with each other, to make sure that the relationships that they have in their life are stellar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are supposed to be the most important people in our lives, but if we feel like we can't be open and honest with them, we miss a really vital element to that relationship.
Yeah.
And I love that we can help with that.
Mm-hmm. And then we've also done, in-person, one-on-one, or couples coaching. And we've had some experience with that have been really amazing to see a couple starting off and the troubles they're having. They want to be in the consensual non-monogamous relationship, but they're, running into some roadblocks with fear and jealousy or other things like that. And to be able to coach them through it by sharing our experience and seeing them get the other side.
Yeah.
That's been very, very rewarding, and I love to see. And a couple that we did that with early on, probably 6 or 7 years ago. And today I still see, um, pictures and stories on Instagram and Facebook about their lifestyle journey. And it's just really amazing how well they've done. At the time I met with them, I didn't know that they were going to make it as a couple.
Yeah.
And they really turned their life around, and they seem to have a great relationship today. So that's just very, very rewarding as well. And
Yeah. Yeah. And then just to see, the audience that we have is growing, and continues to grow. And I bring that up because I feel as though we're kind of transitioning maybe into a different phase when we talk about open relationships, where people are feeling a little more comfortable in talking about it or asking about it or watching the videos or making comments. Even if the comments aren't all positive, yeah, I get it. Some people are just trolling and they just want to cause problems, but some people actually have sincere questions, or they really want to understand what the benefit is. And those are the people that I'm glad that we're there for.
For sure.
Yeah. And then, get this. So we have openlove101.com, right? We talk to people about consensually non-monogamous relationships, but the byproduct of us having this site is how many people that are in a more traditional monogamous relationship have benefited from this.
Right.
Because really what we're talking about are the building blocks of a good relationship. We just have a couple of additional things that we've added into it. But really the core elements of any relationship have certain qualities, and those are the things that we talk about, and anybody can benefit from it. And a matter of fact, what we have to offer, because Open Love 101 comes from a more open concept, struggles that some couples have or that they think is going to be a huge struggle or a huge issue, we can sometimes come from a different angle that they haven't thought of, because that option isn't available to them in the relationship model that they're in. But they could still benefit from the ideal of it, or the approach of it, or the way that they handle conflict with each other. So I kind of like knowing that even though we cater kind of to an audience, we have a big audience. We kind of cross barriers.
No doubt about that. Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Courtney, did you have anything you want to add?
I just feel like since starting it, you've grown in the community itself. There's a lot of podcasters and influencers that we've run into that by you coming out and being so open and public, it has drawn them to come out, which has grown the number of people vocalizing that this is a real relationship model and not just a fad or, something like that.
Yeah. To be proud of the relationship that they're in. If the relationship model is such a benefit, why wouldn't you want people to know the benefits of it? That's what I'm hoping we kind of get across to people, to be proud of the choices that they make, to be responsible for the choices that they make, to be an advocate for themselves. Yeah. It's just like giving courage to people, I guess, being brave.
And we're really grateful for all of you out there that follow us and that watch our videos and that submit questions and meet with us at Open Love 101 Plus, which is one of our newer products, in the past couple of years.
Oh, yeah. That's such a great opportunity. If you really want some one-on-one with John and I, or with some of the other people within the community, it's a great membership opportunity for you to take advantage of.
Yeah, and it's really inexpensive. And and so, really just keep the questions coming, keep on watching our stuff and letting us know, if there's anything that you want to see us talk about. We love hearing from you. You're really what has made this a success. So thank you guys very, very much. Happy 10-year birthday, and hopefully 10 more to go.
10 more to go.
We love you guys.
Yes.
Thanks.
See ya.
So did you like that video? Then be sure and click on that subscribe button below and you'll be guaranteed great sex the rest of your life.